on this conversation of, alternate timelines, I actually watched I watched a discussion with through Bandit Games. He had a huge discussion with multiple Zelda YouTubers on their opinions on Tears of the Kingdom. And in one of the groups, there was multiple groups in that discussion. And one of the groups, they went hardcore into the lore of Ganondorf and Ganon and how those rules like apply like in alternate timelines. And one of them came up with a really, really good point that actually in my head canon, I've restructured the entire timeline into kind of what that person said. And it's actually now just two timelines in my mind. But it's just really cool, especially in the Hyrule Warriors in the Hyrule Encyclopedia for the entire Zelda series, or is it the Historia? Either one, in either one of those books, it goes into the fact that the Zelda timeline is able to change, that it's not definitive based on what we're seeing in this point in time. And of course, I think I heard from somewhere else that there's like an official Zelda timeline that Nintendo keeps behind closed doors. And I think Sakurai saw it or something like that. I don't remember. It was like an old thing that I read. But there's a lot of possibilities with this, and I mean that's exactly what the Legend of Zelda series stands for. Going back to Wind Waker, like the whole premise of this podcast and what you do, all of your work, on trying to create a whole world in Wind Waker. Like literally that was the outcome of an alternate timeline. And it's really beautiful how the Zelda series does this. So yeah, I mean we could go into Wind Waker, we could go any direction, and that's what's really cool about discussing the Zelda timeline with other people. I know some people, they kind of hate it and think it's unorganized. I see the light and the creativity of it, and I think it's fun to hear other people's opinions and headcanons. So yeah.
That's a great point. I mean, I definitely I've had struggles in discussing lore with people just because it gets so messy and there's things that are just inconsistent.
Yeah, there are.
And I guess that's what's tough. In different games, there's no way to make the logic completely track.